Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a Phantom Knight deck profile because of the new support that came out in the Legendary Duelist, and plus this is probably going to be a part of my 7 days of deck profiles that I'm going to be doing for my 5,000 subscribers. And before we get into this guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down there so you can become a part of the notification squad. And I just want to say, and I'm going to be saying it in just about every video from now on, thank you for 5,000 subscribers, guys, and over 1 million views on this channel. I'm really proud that we got that far, and I look forward to 5,000 more and 1 million more views with you, every one of you. I really enjoy doing what I do with this YouTube channel, and I really am glad that I have awesome viewers like you to watch my videos and tell me what you think. So if you see anything that you think is interesting about this deck profile, don't be afraid to comment down below. I love talking with my viewers about my decks. You know, if you disagree with me on some of the ratios, please tell me and we can talk about it down in the comments. So let's get straight on into this and see how I'm playing it. Oh, and Nordics are coming soon. They are. I promise they're coming soon. So as soon as I get the stuff in the mail, I'm going to be building Nordics, and they'll probably be in a couple of deck profiles. So, because I know people keep asking for that. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of the Phantom Knight of Ancient Cloak. Now this card is one of my favorites of them all, but he kind of is one of the best and worst Phantom Knights of them all, because he doesn't special summon himself, but he has a really good graveyard effect. If this card is in attack position, you can target a dark monster on the field, change this card to defense position, and if you do, it gains 800 attack. That can be really helpful because some of your Phantom Knights don't get really big, and it can help you get over some problematic monsters that your opponent controls. And if this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card from your grave to add the Phantom Knights card from your deck to your hand, except another copy of itself. So really good card. I really recommend playing it in 3 in the build that I'm playing, because you mill to the graveyard quite a bit, and he can help you get some really serious plays off the deck. So then I play 3 copies of the Phantom Knights of Silent Booties. I call it Booties, even though it's Boots. If you control a Phantom Knight monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, but you can only special summon Boots once per turn from your hand in this way. And then once per turn, you can banish this card from your grave to add the Phantom Knight spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Usually that's going to be your Fog Blade, which is going to be this. And occasionally I'll even add the rank up magic spell if I can go into Dark Rebellion and then go into Dark Requiem on top of that. So then I play 3 copies of the Phantom Knights of Ragged Gloves. Ragged Gloves, when it's used as an XYZ material, makes that XYZ monster gain 1,000 attack as long as it's a dark XYZ monster that you use to summon it, which usually you're going to. It makes a 3,000 break sword on field, which is really good. And if it's in your graveyard, you can banish it to send a Phantom Knight's card from your deck to the grave. So it's kind of like Foolish Burial as well. So really good card. And then I play 2 copies of Kagamusha Knight. Basically, when you normal summon a level 3 monster to your side of the field, you can special summon this card behind it. It's kind of like Kage to Kage, but it instantly makes you an XYZ play or a Link play right off the bat. So that's really, really important to me. And then it wouldn't be a DarkArmedDuelist deck profile without a copy of Dark-Armed Dragon. You got to have 1 copy of Dark-Armed Dragon and Phantom Knights to me because they have such synergy with Graveyard, and you can control it so well that it would just be silly not to play at least 1 copy of Dark-Armed Dragon. I wish it was at more than 1, but hey, we'll get it soon. So then we play 3 copies of Destiny Hero Malicious. Destiny Hero Malicious goes along with the mill engine that I said earlier, and he helps us link into some pretty amazing monsters like the new Rusty Phantom Knight monster, because it just requires dark monsters. You can use Malicious to go into it very easily, because if you just normal summon out like Armageddon Knight, send a Malicious, banish a Malicious, link into a Zold, and then you can go from there. Like, it just gets crazy really quick. Then we're playing 3 copies of the Armageddon Knight. Armageddon Knight's a card that I really think is soon to be hit on the ban list because it's just so good of a card, and it's just 1 card like FTKs and stuff like that. But for now, we're going to play 3 copies of it. We can always play around with the ratios if it does get hit later on, and if it does on the next November ban list, we'll talk about it in the comments. And check down there if it has been. So, yeah, we play 3 copies of Armageddon Knight. When it's normal summon, you get to send a dark monster from your deck to the grave. That's it for the monsters, guys. There's not a high monster count. This deck really excels more in traps and spells. So, that's it for that. So, for the spells, we're going to play 1 copy of Monster Reborn because, you know, we need to reborn our cards and stuff like that for more link plays. 1 copy of Reinforcements of the Army. because we need to get to our Armageddon Knight and our Phantom Knights as quickly as possible, and to get the exact piece that we need for the particular play. Then I play 2 copies of the rank up magic, the Phantom Knight's rank up magic launch. During your main phase, you can target a dark XYZ monster you control with no XYZ materials. Special summon from your extra deck 1 dark XYZ monster that has 1 rank higher than that monster you control by using it as a material, and attach this card as a material to the XYZ monster. So basically, if you have on your field, Dark Rebellion, you can instantly activate this after you use its effect to half an opponent's monster's attack. Or if this gets targeted, you can protect it with this, and then you go into Dark Requiem XYZ Dragon. So that's just a cool little interactive play. I play 2 of them because I want to get into them quickly. You can play it at 1. I like it at 2. And the other effect is that this is treated as an XYZ summon, and then during your main phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target a dark XYZ monster you control, attach 1 of the Phantom Knight monsters from your hand to that monster's XYZ material. Usually you don't use that effect as much, but you can if you think you can OTK your opponent with Requiem. Then we play 2 copies of Mass Change 2, because Dark Law is a thing, and it really helps this deck a lot to get stuff in the grave. Like, you can discard Malicious, and you can discard, like, Phantom Knight monsters to activate their effects in grave to search, and then you have a Dark Law on field, and it just gets really helpful for the deck. Then I play 3 copies of Allure of Darkness, because Allure of Darkness is just, everything's dark in the deck. So, like, if we brick with a Malicious, or we brick with, like, too many cloaks or something like that, or Kagamusha Knight. Well, you really wouldn't break with Kagamusha Knight, but like too many gloves or too many normal summons on our hand, we can draw into other pieces. And since we're playing as old in the extra deck, I'm playing 4 equip cards, and this is the 4 equip cards that I like for this particular build. I play Anonymous Action Unit. This card, basically, you pay 1,500 life points, and you get to target a monster in your opponent's graveyard and special summon it to your side of the field in face of attack. So basically, it's like a Snatch Steel Graveyard Monster Reborn thing. Divine Phoenix Blade, of course, Moon Mirror Shield, of course, and DDR. DDR actually is the last card that I usually send for my deck to the grave if I'm just going to summon a 3 off of a Zold, because I don't mind drawing this because I can reborn, or I can revive one of my Phantom Knights from Banished. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps, because this deck actually plays quite a few traps, and I really love that about the Phantom Knights. So we're going to play 1 copy of the Phantom Knights of Shade. Basically, if this is the only set, or if you have no trap cards in your graveyard, you can special summon this the turn you set it. And it becomes a level 4/0/300 monster, but it's basically I use this for XYZ summons and stuff like that. That's all it's really here for, and link plays. I play 1 copy of the Phantom Knights Wings. Or the Wing. You can target a monster you control and it gains 500 attack, and also for the first time it will be destroyed by battle or by card effect this turn. It is not destroyed. And you can also banish it from your grave to target a Phantom Knight monster in your grave and special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. So that's pretty good that it gets you more Phantom Knights on field as well for spam. Then I play 2 copies of the new card for us. It's been out in the OCG a little bit, but I'm playing 2 copies of the Phantom Knights of Mist Claws. This card came out in the Legendary Duelist. I absolutely love the art of it. But you can target one of your banished Phantom Knight monsters and add it to your hand, and when your opponent's monster declares a direct attack while this card's in your grave, you can target 1 level 4 or lower Phantom Knight monster in your grave, special summon that monster, and if you do, special summon this card as a normal monster with the same level as that monster, but it's 0/0, and it's not treated as a trap. But you banish this card. If this card is summoned this way, you banish it when it leaves the field, so you can't just constantly like Swift Iron Scarecrow it from a grave. But it's a really good card to save you if like your opponent like wipes your field. It's kind of like, in my opinion, almost like kind of like Mirror Force, but it saves your scapegoats, like, but it only gives you 2 tokens. But there's not really a drawback to playing this, and it lets you bring back your Phantom Knight's hand like boots and gloves and stuff like that you need. Then we play 2 copies of the Phantom Knight Sword. I can use this really aggressively and really defensively. You get to target a monster you control and gains 800 attack. And for the rest of the turn, also if that monster will be destroyed, you can destroy this card instead. And when this card leaves the field, when that monster leaves the field, destroy this card. And if this card's in your grave, you can banish it to target one of your Phantom Knight monsters in the grave, and then special summon it, but banish it when it leaves the field. So you have more Monster Reborns in the deck than just your Wings and your Monster Reborns and your DDRs. Like, this deck has so many, like, revival cards, it's ridiculous. And then for the final 3 cards, I play 3 copies of the Phantom Knight of Fogblade. This card's really cool because you activate this card, it's kind of like Fiendish Chain, but the monster that's equipped with it cannot attack, and monsters can't target it with attacks. But if it's in your grave, you can banish it to target a Phantom Knight monster. You can target a Phantom Knight monster in your grave to special, and then you get to special summon it. So it kind of the same effect that you get with the other monsters. But banishing one leaves the field as well. So you have really like 1, 2, 3, 6 plus the monster reborn. So you have like 7 revival cards in this deck, which is ridiculous. Plus they do other things that can help you out. But that's it for the trap, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So this deck is a lot of fun to play pure. I know a lot of people that play this deck actually pure instead of doing like dangers and stuff like that. You can put dangers in this, or you can build PK Fire, and there's a couple of different variants of this deck, but I kind of like the pure Dark Warrior version of this deck, but that's just me. So then I play 2 copies of the Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardance. This card basically requires 2 dark monsters, and during your main phase you can send a Phantom Knight monster from your deck to the grave to set a Phantom Knight spell or trap directly from your deck, which is going to be your Fog Blade just about 9 times out of 10. Or your rank up magic. If you know that you can get into Dark Rebellion, it's going to be rank up magic. Because you can, like, in mid-battle phase, swing at your opponent with the Rebellion after you've used its effect to detach its 2 materials, activate the rank up magic launch, and then swing at him again for 3k. And it can game your opponent really easily. And then it also has the effect of a Dark XYZ monster you can is special summoned to a zone this card points to while this monster is on the field. Except during damage step, you can target a card on the field and destroy it, which is really good, but you cannot use this card as link material. And you can only use its effects once per turn. Then I play 1 copy of Borlo Dragon, just because you don't use this as a material, you use Summon Sorceress or your Nightmare Unicorn as materials. But your Nightmare Unicorn I go into quite a lot, because it bounces my opponent's stuff, and it's a dark monster, so it doesn't have the restrictions. Like, some of the cards in the deck have restrictions where you can only summon dark monsters for this turn, and that's why Nightmare Unicorn really comes in clutch at times, and Borreload and Summon Sorceress. Now, we also play 1 copy of Isolde because it's a warrior deck. Basically, she lets you search a warrior, and you can send equip spells from the deck to the grave equal to the level of the monster, and then special summon a warrior from your deck. So that's why we play the 4 spell and traps in the deck. And then I play 1 copy of Wee Witch's Apprentice, because our Phantom Knights do lack attack, but with a Wee Witch and a Gloves on a Break Sword, it goes to 35. And then if you get like the ideal setup and you have a Phantom Knight sword set, it can go up to like 42, which is ridiculous. Then I play 1 copy of Dark Requiem XYZ Dragon. If this card has Dark Rebellion as a material, it gains the following effects. You can detach a material from this card, then target a monster your opponent controls. Its attack becomes 0, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to that original attack of that monster. And then, because see, that can OTK your opponent right there. And then during your either player's turn, when an opponent monster activates an effect, you can detach material from this card, negate the activation if you do destroy that card. Then you can special summon 1 Dark XYZ monster from your deck. Which is really, really, really good. I really like that about this card. Then I play a Dark Rebellion because it's Dark Rebellion and you need it to go into XYZ or into Requiem. 2 Break Swords because Break Sword is just phenomenal in this deck, and it's a Phantom Knight deck, so you kind of need it. Basically, he's kind of like Scrap Dragon. You pop a card on your field, pop a card on your opponent's field. But its other effect is that you get to target 2 Phantom Knight monsters in the graveyard when this card is destroyed. And then you special summon them, and you special summon as level 4s, or 1 level higher than they were. And then it lets you go into Dark Rebellion. Levier, because we banish so much. Nightmare Shark, because it can end games with just attacking your opponent directly. I play a Dante, because it's Dante and we need it. And then a Masked Hero Darklaw, because Darklaw is here for Mass Change too. But you need Dante to mill. But that's it, guys, for the deck profile. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I enjoyed putting this one together. It's a really fun deck, like I said, and it's really budget too. Like, it's not expensive at all to build this deck. Like, you could probably build this deck without the Isolde if you had to build it budget and you didn't have Isolde. And Isolde's going to get released in Soul Fusions. Like, this is going to get released, and Summon Sorceress is going to get released in the new Soul Fusion Special Edition. And you wanted to build this deck and you didn't have a lot of money to build it. You could probably build this deck for like $50 tops. Like, seriously, you buy like 2 of those new Legendary Duelist things and you pretty much have the entire deck. Like, I'm serious. But anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really enjoyed this deck profile, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And again, thank you so much for 5,000 subscribers, guys. You don't know how much it means to me. I will see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.